Raise your hand if you're in your bathroom right now doing your YouTube video because there's no other place in your house that you can do it.
We could literally watch Kristen chain smoke cigarettes for freaking hours.
Hey guys, welcome back. How are you? It's been a while that we've been doing like a long formatted video. Now here's the thing. I'm in my bathroom right now on the floor. If you could see my setup, you would be blown away. But I'm in here because this is truly the only space in my home right now that doesn't have 700 sounds coming out of it. Between an AC, my children, one of which came home sick from camp today. One is struggling to want to take naps. And then, my uncle-in-law is outside mowing and weed whacking our lawns. So this is the only room in the house that isn't a complete disaster. Now, am I gonna sweat out? Probably. I'm probably gonna be bleeding sweat soon, but it is what it is. You guys, Real Housewives of Orange County is back, okay? Love Island has been a mess. So I figured we just kind of like, I don't know, talk about whatever, okay? Maybe we talk about Love Island. Maybe we talk about Real Housewives of Orange County. I don't know, we have so many options, so many things, okay? I, again, apologize if I'm a little like kinky here, but that's because again, my makeup that I'm going to be doing is on my child's potty, and you guys are sitting on a disgusting ottoman right now. So we're just gonna, we're a little, everybody in club getting tipsy. All right, you guys, so here's the thing. I need to be multitasking, okay? I'm an ADHD girly. If you've been following me, you know this, okay? You already know that I'm an ADHD girly. It's part of my personality. We understand this. But here's the thing is like, I get really bored sometimes talking for too long with nothing else going on. So we're going to do both at the same time. I will list everything below that I used today in this video. So if you want to go check that out, you can. Before we get started, this video is sponsored. So there will be sponsorships throughout this little program here. I would appreciate it if you guys click them and check them out. They are affiliate links. So I do get a portion of the money that is when you guys click the links and purchase stuff. So I appreciate that. My must-haves are linked down below on my Pinterest. And I think that's everything, guys. So let's like get into the tea here. Let's start off with Love Island, okay? So I put on my base already, okay? I've tried to record this video 3 times now. And eventually I had to just give up and come in here in the bathroom. And again, I'm probably going to sweat so hard because my AC's out there, obviously not in my bathroom. So if you see me dripping and bleeding sweat, send help, I guess. I don't know. Obviously, we are in our Love Island era, and I'm loving being in that era, to be honest with you. I cannot believe that I have never watched this program before a day in my life, and I'm kind of like regretting that. I wish I would have watched it like I wish I would have always been watching it because it is so good, so well done, such a phenomenal show. I love the format of the show. Honestly, I know like Bachelor in Paradise is coming back in 2025, I think summer 2025, I think is what I saw. And genuinely, I think that they need to consider reformatting the show to be more like Love Island. I think that that would be very, very smart of them to consider doing that, because I really think whatever mojo that Love Island's got going on, like it's working. One thing that I had said on one of my social media platforms was that I really think that Love Island really needs to consider stop trying to push the boy, like make the girl feel better narrative, and stop trying to push away the prospect of like female empowerment, And I had said like, I think that they might need to consider like going and talking to Ariana about that, because clearly it didn't work for her show when they decided that they wanted to essentially make the Toms look better than the girls. I thought that was such a poor, horrible idea, and clearly it was a horrible idea, because now look at it, now Vanderpump Rules is on hiatus and we don't know if it's even going to come back, / we don't even know what it's going to look like when it comes back, because I'll tell you right now, somebody that will not be on that program is going to be Miss Ariana Madix. She is not going to be on Vanderpump Rules ever again, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Also, Katie's supposed to be coming to the after show, which I'm really excited to see. And so last night's episode, spoiler alert if you have not seen it, the episode that I watched last night was the second night of movie night, and then it was a recoupling. Now, movie night, I will say, like, it's just so funny to listen to the men talk about some of the things that they talk about when all they really need to do is just zip their lips and just say sorry and just keep saying sorry until sorry is good enough, essentially. And Aaron is one of the most hypocritical people on this television program, because he sits there and he gets mad when Liv stands up for Kaylor about everything that they're watching, obviously on the movie night, and calls, you know, Liv, like, stay out of this. You don't need to be into it. Why are you getting into the middle of it? And it's like, okay, so, but when Leah and Rob were fighting, why were you in the middle of that? You do the same thing, bro. You do the exact same thing that you don't like. And I loved Liv for being like, you don't like it because I sit there and call you right out and I see you for who you really are. And he's like, no, that's not it. And it's like, no, that literally is it. Aaron's just like, I don't know. Aaron's so weird to me. I feel like Aaron is like a man-child. Like, everybody obviously is making the comparison of Rob and Aaron to Tom and Tom, which I think is hilarious. And I think it's somewhat accurate. I'm starting to think that Rob is starting to play he's in a theater, he thinks he's in a theater production right now. Because I'm not understanding how he went from being a complete doucher, like, a complete ass the first couple episodes, first half of the season, and now all of a sudden he's the voice of reason or whatever. And then the way that he made Leah feel so bad about everything that happened with the two of them, when it's like the reason why that all happened was because of Rob. Rob was the one that made bad choices. Rob is the one that was a pain in the butt. Rob is the one that has had 5 recouplings. Okay? Like, read the room. Rob is the problem. Rob is the issue. It is not anybody else, especially it's not Leah. Also, you know, I appreciate Miguel reading through the BS and basically being like, you know, it's not like you didn't have a reason to be upset. You did have a reason to be upset. I just wish you weren't that vile when you're upset. And, you know, I appreciate that, because he's not wrong. You don't want to be with somebody that gets into arguments and gets upset and spews really, really hateful things and stuff like that. But at the same time, I say this all the time, women are not angry for no reason. We're angry for a reason. And usually the reason is you men are the reason why we are angry and upset and pissy. And I just don't appreciate the narrative of the angry woman. I definitely don't appreciate the narrative of the angry black woman, which I thought for a minute they were going to pin on Serena, which I was like, absolutely not. Do not dare to do that to my Serena. I love her. I love that she's sticking up for herself. You know, I want her and Cordell to work out in the end. And spoiler alert, they do get together in the recoupling and they decide that they're going to be closed off, just like Kendall and Nicole are. And I truly, truly, truly hope that everything works out. And I think, honestly, out of all the couples that could potentially last outside of this show, it would be them, because I'm pretty sure they live in the same state, right? Don't they both live in Texas? Am I wrong? I don't remember if I'm wrong about that or not. But I'm pretty sure they both live in Texas. So essentially they really could work out. And you know what? I really do like it when people do work out on the shows. The only thing that stinks about Love Island is because it's a live-ish show. Everything's in real time. So we don't get to have this thing like with The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and stuff where it's, you know, 2 or 3 months later, are they still together? It's like, no, we genuinely don't know if they're still together. We don't know if they're going to stay together. We don't know anything. I hope that, you know, Kendall and Nicole work out. Even though Kendall kind of bugs me, I go back and forth with Kendall. Sometimes I love Kendall and sometimes I get so mad at him and cannot stand him. And I do appreciate Nicole calling him out and being like, you know, you need to have a bit of a backbone. Like, you spend, out of all the men, you spend the most time with the women in this house. And then when you have the opportunity to defend said women, you chose not to. So I like that she called him out for that, because I 1000% agree with Nicole that that's frustrating and that's stupid. And just because you're with your boys doesn't mean your boys are right. Speaking of not right, I find it so interesting that Aaron will stick up for Rob for anything will just always chirp wide open and just be like, blah, 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 blah. But then Rob won't do the same for Aaron. Like if Aaron's in the wrong, Rob kind of lets him sit there and dig his little hole. And then he, you know, Aaron will like walk off or get huffy and puffy or mean or whatever. And then Rob will kind of run after him and be like, hey bud, like, you know that you're in the wrong. You know you didn't do the right thing. You know that you need to, you know, come off a little bit more different. You need to apologize and you need to accept that she's upset and that it's going to be a while before maybe she's not upset. And the only way you can show her that you are never going to do it again is just never do these things again. And I'm just like, Rob, do you really think that? Are you really like a good guy in this scenario, or is this all an act and complete BS? I'm still trying to figure that out because I've watched this man's Instagram account. Come on in. I don't know where I just let off because my son just walked in. Basically, I mean, Kayla and Aaron, like, do we really think that Kayla and Aaron, like, let's like go through the recoupling and who's with who now, okay? So we have Kane and, oh God, I cannot remember her name. She's new. She's so beautiful. She reminds me a lot of like Megan Good, Cassie vibes. Like she's so beautiful. I don't know if they'll last because they literally haven't been on the show long enough. So no clue if they're going to last or not. But I do think they're really cute. I think that she seems to be very chill and calm, and so is he. So I think that the combination of that together, I think could be really, really good. And she seemed like a very nice, genuine person. So I actually do hope that something works out for the two of them. Again, it is yet to be seen. They've literally only been hanging out for like 2 milliseconds, essentially. Next, we have my favorite couple, which is going to be Kenny and Janae. And I think that they will... I don't see, this is the thing is like, I don't know these people's like travel arrangements. You know what I'm saying? Like the only ones that I remember are Kayla and Aaron. I think I thought that Serena and Cordell lived close together too. I thought they lived in kind of the same-ish area. I thought they both lived in Texas. Am I crazy? I thought they both lived in Texas. So they live very close to each other. So I feel like that could really work out. So I feel like Cordell and Serena, I think, could work outside of the villa. I really, really do. I think that Kenny and Janae could work outside of the villa. Taylor and Aaron are not going to work outside of the villa. They're going to break up instantly. Who else do we have? Rob and Daniela, they will break up instantly. Kendall and Nicole is TBD. Sometimes I feel like they will. Sometimes I feel like they will not make it out of the villa. I literally go back and forth with the two of them. I guess I don't have like a solid feeling about them. I wish I did, but I genuinely don't have a solid feeling about them. And is that it? I feel like that's all the couples, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. I'm bummed that Liv is not there anymore because I really loved Liv because she really did stand up for these girls. And I think that she's, you know, an industry plant, in my opinion. I think she was just there to kind of be like a second set of eyes and kind of relay stuff to people and cause some drama. But other than that, I'm kind of just like, you know, what else? Liv didn't need to be there. She wasn't going to find love with anybody. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of a lost cause. But she was there because the girls loved her and everybody really liked her a lot, I think. And so where we go from here, I mean, I don't know what this mystery thing is going to be. That we're going to find out about tonight. I don't really know what that's supposed to be. I don't think it's going to be it can't be that big of a shakeup. Like everybody kind of like is with their person. I don't feel like anybody is really vibing with anybody else. Oh, Leah and Miguel. I actually think that Leah and Miguel are really good for each other. I know there's like a back and forth about Leah being with Rob and all that stuff. And it's kind of like, yeah, I guess so. But also like, I really like Leah and I really don't want her to be with Rob. And Miguel is like, Miguel, you know, if you know, you know. So I really like Leah and Miguel together. So I think that they should just stay together. And I think that if they can figure it out, you know, where they live and all that stuff and continue to date each other, I really could see like a really cool, awesome relationship. They just are like they're kind of just a vibe, you know, you guys, the two of them are just a vibe together. And I'm really enjoying that vibe. I really enjoy their relationship like a lot. So for me, I don't know what this twist is going to be. Like, are they really going to have that big of like a mix up or whatever? And then they had that guy come in that was from like season 5, I think, or something like that, have him come in and everybody's like, wait, why is he here? And I don't know if he necessarily even knows why he's here. And then they said like he was like, I don't know, like a jeweler or something. So for a minute I was kind of like, oh, is he here because he's like going to get like people engagement rings and stuff? Like, and I don't think that's the goal of Love Island, right, is to be engaged. I think it's just to find your person and be in a couple. I don't think it's not like the Bachelor and Bachelorette, right, where you get married and stuff or you get engaged or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen, even though I genuinely think that for the show, I really do think that Aaron would do a BS proposal, essentially, just for the show, essentially, which would be such a waste of time. So you guys tell me down below, like, who are you vibing with? Who are you loving? What couple do you think is going to actually make it out of the villa? And what couple do you think is going to break up like immediately? Okay, I want to know what your opinions are. I love your opinions. I love your comments. Anytime you guys comment down below, I get so excited because I feel like I can like get in there and talk with you guys, and it makes me really, really happy. Summertime is probably my favorite time of year. The sun feels so good on my face, and it's when my kids are the happiest. My mom always taught me that sunscreen is one of, if not the most important item that you have to have every day, but especially in the summer. Whether I am on the playground or at the beach, I always have sunscreen ready for me and my family. Best Sun Care is a sun care company that cares about you and your family this summer. With good ingredients and a focus on preventing skin cancer, they are my family's go-to for summer. 10% of sales proceeds and tens of thousands of units of sunscreen per year are donated to their nonprofit partners, so every purchase you make is paying it forward. Use code mentallygrowing247, that's MENTALLYGROWING247 at checkout, or click the link in my bio to get 10% off of your next order. Bask, the sunscreen your body will love wearing. So the next thing that was on that is back now is Real Housewives of Orange County. And let me tell you right now, I was not excited about Real Housewives of Orange County coming back until I found out about Alexis, until I found out about Jim Belino, until I found out about John what's-his-face, until I found out about all this stuff. I was like, I don't know, like boring, flop, whatever. And then when all this tea came out, I was like, oh, never mind, I'm back in. I'm sorry, this is going to be so like rude and mean, but honestly, anything to get Shannon Beador riled up, I'm in, because I know it's probably not a good idea and it's probably not a nice thing, but I feel like when Shannon is riled up, that's when she is just the best person to watch. The seasons where she is struggling the most, the seasons where she is going through a lot and has a lot of opportunities to kind of misstep and act like a fool, those are Shannon's best seasons. And they're not best for her, but they're the best for us to view, you know what I'm saying? And I really, really like that. And so I'm here for Alexis Belino coming back. I think she's also better without Jim. I think Jim is a freaking flop. I didn't even remember the lawsuit thing. I completely forgot about that. I was like, oh yeah, that was like a thing. But it's crazy to me how Tamra was a part of it, and Tamra clearly understands that that was all Jim, not Alexis. But Shannon, like, can't let it go. She's like, no, it was $300,000. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, that's a lot of money that I lost. And it's like, yeah, it was. What would you like Alexis to do about it? Do you think she has $300,000? She sure as hell does not have $300,000 lying around. So I genuinely think that we are in our financial ruin era with this group of housewives. Like, we have, the only person that's making a shit ton of money right now is Heather. That's it. Everybody else is kind of like, I don't know, like, the fact that these people are renting. You guys remember when Real Housewives was like luxury and every woman was in a mansion and it was like a big deal. And now like these women are renting and getting evicted. What is going on? Like, listen, I'm fine with watching all that stuff, and I'm totally fine with watching Jen and her eviction and her horrendous boyfriend. I'm fine with all that. Like, don't get me wrong. But man, oh man, do I miss the days of like everybody being a Heather Dubrow. Heather Dubrow is truly a Stepford wife. She is what the right wings always want to say that they have, like someone that comes in and like does everything for their husbands. That's what these men want. These men wish that they had Heather Dubrow. And to be quite honest with you, I wish that I had Heather Dubrow. So I don't blame these sticky, icky men for wanting that as well. I completely understand where they're coming from. And I, too, wish I had a Heather Dubrow. I also find it so funny that they were like, we're going to downsize and we don't need, you know, some crazy mansion anymore and everything's fine. And I'm not going to lie, when they did that, I was kind of like, what's going on? Is there financial troubles? What's the tea, sis? What's going on? And then only to find out that it's like, oh no, they just got a penthouse. They also got a country club. They also have another big giant ass mansion. They're totally fine. And she wants to gut this mansion. Mind you, she's like, oh, we put out staged furniture for now so we can just kind of live in it, you know, do whatever. Cut to, the house is literally gorgeous. I would take it as is. And she's over here being like, nope, we got to gut it. Because you know she's going to do something insane, like make a mural with her embryos in it. Heather is just over the top. And I go back and forth with Fancy Pants. I go back and forth on if I love her, if I can't stand her, if she's a needed. Because like there's some housewives that I don't click with, but I know that they're needed to be on the show to have a balance of different types of women. And I do think that Heather has to be on this show to balance out a lot of things. I also think Heather can be really witty and funny, and I do enjoy her. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I really I have come to really enjoy her rich girl vibe. I really enjoy it a lot. I love seeing her massive mansions and houses. And I love when she talks to, you know, Gina, like Gina's a little, you know, a peasant. I really do enjoy watching that. Emily is probably, out of the whole cast, I think my favorite housewife out of that whole cast. I just think she is so funny. I love Gina too. I just love the two of them so much. I think they're so funny. I think they're a breath of fresh air. I think that they bring a nice like levity to the show. I think that they've been through a lot because of the show, but I think the more that they're on the show, I feel like the more fun they have, the more open they are to things, and the more of a presence they have. And I just really, really enjoy them. I don't need Vicky to come back. I know everybody's like, Vicky, we love Vicky. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need Vicky because Vicky's a hypocrite. You know, when you look at the future, like the rest of the season of Real Housewives of Orange County, and you see her and she's like, this is not how we behave. I'm like, I'm with Gina. She's like, no, this is how we behave. This is exactly who we are. Like, what are you talking about? And that coming from Vicky's mouth, I'm sorry, is rich. Real rich coming from Vicky's mouth. Let's be for real, please. I am excited and interested to see where the Alexis Shannon thing comes, because I think it's going to be an epic battle. Honestly, I really do think it's going to be like the epic battle between the two of them. And I don't know, I kind of side with Alexis, but also Alexis is delusional. Like, you know when you have that one friend, I think we've also all been that friend. We have that one friend that gets a new boyfriend after a shitty boyfriend, and like, they're like, oh my God, he's so amazing, he's so wonderful, he's so sexy, he's so delicious. We have sex like 75 times a week. Like, it's incredible. His pee-pee is like so giant. You know what I'm talking about? You have that one friend, and again, we've all been that friend too, where you just get a new boyfriend and you think they're best thing since sliced bread, but really you're just full-blown delusional and trying to like prove something to people essentially. And I feel like that's what we're having with Alexis, and I feel bad because I want Alexis to find somebody, you know, amazing and wonderful, and I don't think Jim is that one. And Jim's sitting there saying to Shannon like, oh, you like ruined my life, you've ruined my family's life, all because of you being on the show. It's like, sweetie, you're the new Slade Smiley. Read the room, bro. You are the new Slade. Oh my God, of course I get mascara everywhere. And he is a pick-me when it comes to these housewives. He wants to be a housewife. He enjoys it and he loves it. Like, let's be genuinely honest here. John is giving pick-me energy. Whether he wants to admit it or not my journey to figure out. But the boy's a pick-me. That boy's a pick-me. So I'm interested to see the back and forth between Shannon and Alexis all season and what that's going to look like. And I don't necessarily disagree with Alexis that I don't know if she's actually if Shannon's really upset about the lawsuit, or is she's actually using that as her excuse to not actually admit that she's actually really upset about Alexis dating John. I kind of agree with that. But these women, like, it's so wild to me, their fall from grace. Once they have lived this life of luxury and riches, and then when they have to do it all themselves, how their tune changes about money. Because I bet you when Shannon first started the show, she wasn't worried about $300,000. But now that she has to make that $3,000 all on her own, oh, let me tell you right now she is very concerned about $300,000. Let me tell you right now, Linda, she is very concerned about where $300,000 is going. Can you imagine it was just $300? That'd be hilarious, and they're just fighting about that. But like, Shannon's renting. Jen and her flop of a man, they were renting, and then they're getting evicted because, you know, Jen's another one of these women, and I'm all about the girls, okay? I'm all about women, you know, women's rights, feminism, blah, blah, blah. I'm all about that. But when I tell you, when these women grew up or had a partner that made them so financially stable that they didn't have to worry about anything, and that people like Jen could be like, oh my God, I have a yoga studio. I'm just going to have my yoga studio. You know what I'm saying? Just my yoga studio. And then when all of a sudden she can't just have her little yoga studio be the only thing, like paying the bills, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, my ex-husband, like, he is helping me pay my rent. And now that he's not helping, it's like, that little yoga studio isn't working out, Maybe you and Teddy Mellencamp can have a little chit chat about how to fix that issue. Because now all of a sudden that your man ain't helping you, your ex-man ain't helping you anymore. Now all of a sudden the little one yoga studio that you had $50 a session, that ain't working out. Also, I'm sorry, $50? You're in Orange County. There's rich people among you. Girl, Jen, get your money. Get out there. $50 a session? No. People, I live in New England and people are charging way more than that. I'm sorry, $50? That's not enough money for me, in my opinion. Like, that's not enough money for her yoga classes. She should be charging way more. Also, she needs to not rely on her man, because isn't her man getting sued and is probably going to go to jail if you ask me, but what do I know? I don't know anything. I really did love the scene of the women watching Shannon and watching Alexis talk to each other. That was peak Housewives for me. I used to love the silly things like that about Housewives. Like, that's what I miss the most about a lot of these Housewife franchises, is that there's no silliness anymore. You can have this like meaningful conversation or these deep cuts about things, but then having the mix of that silliness. That's what I really, really miss about some of these shows, some of these Housewives franchises, and why I think that they're kind of going downhill is they're so worried about like the tea and the gossip and what's the next scandal and things like that, that they don't focus anymore on like the true interactions with each other and the silliness and the fun that these women have with each other. That's no longer, and like the true friendships, like for whatever reason, that's just no longer a focus anymore. And that's really sad. Like, I just want the crappy lakes. You know, I want episodes where it's just fun and silly and it's memeable and laughable and gif after gif. Like, when Alexis said, "There's the door, Shannon Beador," that was magic. That was magic to me. And I truly, truly needed that magic. Okay? All right, you guys, I love you so much. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Love Island. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Real Housewives of Orange County. Do you want me to still follow along with both shows? Do you want me to recap things about them? Please let me know. I would love to continue to do that, but only obviously if you guys want it, because duh, it's about you guys. And anything else you want to have me watch, let me know down below. I love when you guys comment, so comment up, comment about the show, comment about any other reality TV shows you're enjoying, comment about makeup products you're loving, comment about how nice my hair is looking, because I just used my new Laneige straightler and I love it so much. Again, all of my sponsors are linked down below with the affiliate code, and the affiliate code does give me a portion of that when you guys shop my links, which I really, really appreciate. You guys can check out my must-have list down below as well. And other than that, guys, that's all I have. Follow me on all social media platforms, and I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!